John F. Kennedy's presidency was tragically cut short, but his impact on America continues. He inspired hope. He challenged Americans to dream big. He led during a time of great change and uncertainty. Kennedy's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He is remembered for his charisma, his eloquence, and his vision. He is also remembered for the tragic circumstances of his death. This essay explores Kennedy's life, his presidency, and his enduring legacy. It examines his early years, his rise to power, and his domestic and foreign policies. It also analyzes the challenges he faced, including the Cuban Missile Crisis. Ultimately, it argues that Kennedy's legacy continues to shape American society today. John Fitzgerald Kennedy was born in Brookline, Massachusetts in 1917. He was the second of 9 children. His family was wealthy and influential. His father, Joseph P. Kennedy Sr., was a successful businessman and politician. Kennedy's upbringing was privileged. He attended elite schools, including Harvard University. At Harvard, he studied government and international relations. He also excelled in athletics and writing. He even published a book based on his thesis. Kennedy's early life was marked by both privilege and adversity. He suffered from health problems throughout his childhood. He also faced pressure to live up to his family's expectations. These experiences shaped his character and his world view. They instilled in him a sense of ambition, resilience, and compassion. In 1946, Kennedy entered politics. He was elected to the U.S. House of Representatives. He served 3 terms in the House. In 1952, he was elected to the U.S. Senate. As a senator, Kennedy gained a reputation as a rising star in the Democratic Party. He was known for his charisma, his intelligence, and his ability to connect with voters. In 1960, he decided to run for president. Kennedy's presidential campaign was groundbreaking. He was the first Roman Catholic to be nominated for president by a major party. He also made effective use of television. He participated in the first televised presidential debates. This helped him reach a wider audience. Kennedy's opponent in the 1960 election was Richard Nixon. The election was very close. Kennedy won by a narrow margin. He became the youngest person ever elected president of the United States. Kennedy's presidency was marked by a spirit of optimism and progress. He called his domestic agenda the New Frontier. He promised to address a wide range of issues. These included poverty, racial injustice, and education. One of Kennedy's most significant domestic achievements was the creation of the Peace Corps. The Peace Corps is a volunteer organization. It sends Americans to developing countries. Its goal is to promote peace and development. Kennedy also made progress on civil rights. He supported the Civil Rights Act of 1963. This law outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. However, the act was not passed until after Kennedy's death. Kennedy's domestic agenda faced opposition from some members of Congress, but he was able to achieve some notable successes. His presidency marked a time of hope and progress for many Americans. Steering the ship of state, Kennedy's foreign policy. Kennedy's presidency coincided with a period of great tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. This period was known as the Cold War. The Cold War was an ideological conflict. The two superpowers competed for influence around the world. Kennedy believed that the United States needed to be prepared to defend its interests abroad. He increased military spending and created the Green Berets. These were special forces units trained for unconventional warfare. Kennedy also sought to improve relations with the Soviet Union. He established a hotline between the White House and the Kremlin. This was to facilitate communication in a crisis. He also negotiated the Limited Test Ban Treaty with the Soviet Union. This treaty banned nuclear weapons tests in the atmosphere, underwater, and in outer space. Kennedy's foreign policy was marked by a combination of strength and diplomacy. He believed in maintaining a strong military, but he also believed in the importance of dialogue and negotiation. In October 1962, the world came dangerously close to nuclear war. The Soviet Union had begun installing nuclear missiles in Cuba. This was a direct threat to the United States. Kennedy responded to the crisis with a combination of diplomacy and military force. He imposed a naval blockade on Cuba, which prevented Soviet ships from delivering more missiles. He also threatened to invade Cuba if the missiles were not removed. For 13 tense days, the world held its breath. The United States and the Soviet Union were on the brink of nuclear war. Finally, Khrushchev agreed to remove the missiles from Cuba. In return, Kennedy secretly agreed to remove US missiles from Turkey. The Cuban Missile Crisis was a defining moment of Kennedy's presidency. It demonstrated his courage, his judgment, and his ability to lead in a time of crisis. On November 22, 1963, John F. Kennedy was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. He was shot and killed by Lee Harvey Oswald, a former U.S. Marine. Oswald was arrested for the assassination, but he was shot and killed by Jack Ruby, a Dallas nightclub owner, 2 days later. Kennedy's assassination shocked and saddened the world. Millions of people mourned his death. He was laid to rest in Arlington National Cemetery. Kennedy's assassination had a profound impact on American society. It shattered the nation's sense of innocence and optimism. It also raised questions about the nature of political violence and the future of American democracy. Despite his short time in office, John F. Kennedy left an indelible mark on American history. He is remembered for his charisma, his eloquence, and his vision of a new frontier. His presidency, though tragically cut short, continues to inspire people around the world. Kennedy's legacy is complex and multifaceted. He made significant contributions to civil rights, space exploration, and international relations. He also challenged Americans to live up to their ideals and to make a difference in the world. Kennedy's presidency is often referred to as Camelot. This is a reference to the mythical court of King Arthur. It evokes a sense of idealism, romance, and tragedy. While the Kennedy White House was not without its flaws, it continues to capture the imagination of the American people. John F. Kennedy's life and legacy continue to fascinate and inspire people around the world. He was a complex and contradictory figure. He was a product of privilege, but he dedicated his life to public service. He was a flawed individual, but he possessed a rare combination of charisma, intelligence, and vision. Kennedy's presidency was brief, but it was consequential. He led the United States through some of the most challenging moments of the Cold War. He inspired millions of people with his words and his actions. His assassination was a tragedy that shocked and saddened the world. Today, John F. Kennedy's legacy continues to shape American society. He is remembered as a symbol of hope, progress, and the enduring power of the American dream.